When Qatar won the right to host this World Cup, it made a promise.
We will make sure that this is a milestone in the history of the Middle East and a milestone for FIFA.
But questions remain about this tiny Gulf state being the host. Questions about human rights, the environment, and how FIFA reached this moment.
Qatar!
That choice was made by FIFA's executive committee. But even before the vote, there were issues. 2 members were suspended over allegations they'd offered to sell their votes. Since the decision, a whistleblower has alleged 3 members were offered cash for votes by Qatar. And US prosecutors have alleged that 2 more FIFA officials were offered and received bribe payments to vote for Qatar. The FIFA officials involved and Qatar have always denied the allegations. And a FIFA inquiry concluded votes weren't sold. But it also found potentially problematic conduct of specific individuals as part of Qatar's bid. What we can be sure of is that most of the committee that took this decision have since been accused, banned, or indicted over allegations of corruption or wrongdoing. And once the decision was made, vast construction projects began. Transport, hotels, and stadiums. 7 new ones were built. Hundreds of thousands of foreign workers, mostly from South Asia, were hired. And there have long been concerns about their treatment. It also says there were 50 work-related deaths in 2020 in Qatar as a whole, and that most of them were migrant construction workers. But the ILO acknowledges the limits to this data. It's called on Qatar to improve how it records deaths, in particular related to heat stroke. There's also the environmental impact of this World Cup. Certainly we've never seen a World Cup with a carbon footprint like this before. Those stadiums, hotels, a new metro system, 1 million people flying in, it all comes at a cost. This is FIFA's emissions estimate for the last World Cup in Russia. Its estimate for Qatar is higher, but one UK university says it's likely to be much higher than that. Despite this, Qatar is making this claim. There's one more issue too, LGBT rights. This is the message to fans.
Qatar is one of about 70 countries where homosexuality is criminalised, but it's insisted that all are welcome.
We will not stop anybody from coming, visiting and enjoying the football, but I want also everybody to come and understand, enjoy also the culture, to see different cultures as well. We all live in one planet, but each of us have different cultures. We welcome everybody, but also we expect and we want people to respect our culture.
And there's concern about what that means, because homosexuality is illegal in Qatar. This month, the Qatari World Cup ambassador described homosexuality as damage in the mind. According to Human Rights Watch, this year, LGBT people have been arrested and beaten. And as we consider all of these concerns, let's remember where the last World Cup was. Russia, after Vladimir Putin had already annexed Crimea from Ukraine. Big sports events often come with political and cultural tensions and compromises. As well as that, as the former FIFA boss Sepp Blatter said about the decision to choose Qatar, of course, it was also about money. And that's something Qatar has a lot of. This is how much was spent on each World Cup since 1990. This is what Qatar has spent. And after that kind of investment, this is FIFA's message.
Everything is ready and everyone is welcome.
In a letter to teams, Gianni Infantino has written, "We know football does not live in a vacuum," but he urged, please, let's now focus on the football. It's now for fans and players to decide to what extent they're willing to do so.
কাতারে বিশ্বকাপ দেখতে ভ্রমণ করার সময় আপনি সঙ্গে কিছু জিনিস নিতে পারবেন না, যেমন আপনি অ্যালকোহল নিতে পারবেন না। অ্যালকোহলের ব্যাপারে আসলে অনেক সিরিয়াস রেস্ট্রিকশন। যে দেশে সিগারেট নিয়েই নিষেধাজ্ঞা আছে সেখানে এটা খুবই স্বাভাবিক। 2014 সালে ভ্যাপ নিষিদ্ধ করা হয় দেশটি। সমকামী কোনো যুগল তো বাদ, আপনি সমকামিতার পক্ষে যে নিশান রয়েছে, যে ফ্ল্যাগ, সেটাও ওড়াতে পারবেন না। কথা না শুনলে সোজা শাস্তি। হোটেলের বাইরে বের হলে নারীদের কাঁধ ঢাকা আর লম্বা জামা পরতে হবে, লং স্কার্ট বা ট্রাউজার টাইপ। হোটেলের সুইমিং পুলে পারলেও সমুদ্র সৈকতে বিকিনি পরতে না করা হয়েছে। বিয়ে হয়নি এমন সঙ্গী নিয়ে অবস্থান করা যাবে না হোটেলে। যে কোনো রকম ইলিগ্যাল সেক্সুয়াল অ্যাক্টিভিটি নিষেধ করেছে কাতার। ইউরোপিয়ান কান্ট্রিতে এসব স্বাভাবিক হলেও কাতার ইসলামিক কান্ট্রি হওয়ায় এগুলো এখানে দেশের নীতি বিরুদ্ধ। তাই এসব ঘটনায় ক্ষুব্ধ হতে পারে কাতারের জনগণ। সেই সব পরিস্থিতি এড়াতেই এই নিষেধাজ্ঞাগুলো।
নগদে সবচেয়ে কম ক্যাশ আউট চার্জ, তাই দেশি নগদে বেশি লাভ।